Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now, just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am a professional and experienced holistic and spiritual counselor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling, mentorship, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check out the details in the description box below this video for more information. Right guys? Okay, so let's dive deep and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. And let's see what messages the cards have for you about your person, of course. Okay, so let's go. Let's do this. All right, guys. Okay, so you're coming in with the Fool card. I do seem to think this is both you and your person, of course, here. All right, so the Fool card. You're coming in with Aries. Okay, Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars rules your first house, and it's all about you when you're coming in with your first house. Your physique, your mental health and well-being. Here it really talks about the body, the mind, and what motivates you to take certain actions here when you're coming in with the Fool card. Now, how I see the Fool card here, guys, is it talks about opportunities, taking opportunities here. You've got to be ready for these opportunities. It's like the aces, if you ask me. The aces in the tarot deck. Okay, but sometimes, if not all, things aren't as they seem when you come in with the Fool card here. Because what the Fool card can talk about is the steps that lead up to what you want here. Okay, and the leap of faith coming in with the Fool card is actually those steps. Yet they're, like I said, it can be seen, I'm not too sure if you could see it as a facade or an illusion. What it can talk about is that it's not what you want, because most times, if not all, you just want to go directly there, right guys? You don't want to go this way or that way, or have to do certain things in order to get what you want. Okay, and here, of course, in a way, the Fool card can talk about hard work. All right, and like I said, those steps here, there are steps that one needs to take in order to get to where you want to be. The leap of faith. That's what the leap of faith is about here, guys. The Fool's journey here. You have everything that you need. So it's not like by taking those steps, you're not prepared or ill prepared in a sense here. Okay, but what it can talk about there, I suppose, is that by taking those steps there, it's a level up, it's a step up. It's can also be seen as elevate here, guys. All right, and elevate is about clearer, as a clear mind. It's not muddled in a sense here, guys. It's not being overshadowed by distractions or the end goal here. The Fool card here in your reading. So this is both you and your person. And so what it's talking about here, guys, literally, what I'm saying here is that there are steps that you need to take, or that you have took. This is both you and your person, to get to the end point. Now, I suppose you could look at those steps as the aces here. Yeah, in terms of a level up, in terms of elevate here, guys. Yeah, of course, most people would say the aces are your person, it's a new beginning, and I'm not saying that it's not here, but I do see it in terms of the Fool card here. Here, guys, the aces are the opportunity, are the steps here that's needed, because this is actually coming in as re-looking or rethinking here your strategy, your next steps here, guys, by looking at here, is there another way in which I can achieve my goal? Here, both you and your person here, is there another way in which I can do that? Do I have to follow, like I say, the program, tradition and religion here? All right. Because this is something that I am wanting here as well when you're coming in with Aries. This is a dream here, a want and a desire here. Of course, to come towards you. This is what your cards are talking about here. All right. And now you're coming in with the Chariot card. Here in your reading, Chariot's Cancer. All right, guys, Cancer was ruled by the moon here. Just want to check that. Yep. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon rules your 4th house, or your private life here. And so what it can talk about there, guys, is keeping your cards close to your chest here, even in terms of this leap of faith, even in terms of what you are doing with yourself here. This is both you and your person in order to get to where you want to be here. Yeah, it does talk about that. It's coming in as here, guys, thinking outside of the box, to be quite honest. Opening, you see, that's what I was talking about, those steps here, coming in with the Chariot card. Yeah, the Chariot card is talking about the possibility here, here by taking certain steps here, guys, to achieve the goal here. Can also come in as, like I said, elevation, a level up here. There is more to it than just one simple step. The leap of faith, because there is no knowing. You know, and of course that not knowing. You know, is this going to work? Is it really going to achieve the goal? Am I going to achieve success here? It's not what I want to do. In a sense, I don't want to do this in order to get that, in order to get closer and closer. This is both you and your person to each other here. But know that with each step that you take, it opens your mind. It could open your mind up here, guys, to think outside of the box. And when you're thinking outside of the box, it's the freedom to think, that independence to think for yourself and come to your own conclusions, in a sense here, the freedom to love. Here, guys, open your heart space to love, to love, to find things here that, I was going to say that most people don't see as loving, but you actually see the good points, the positive and things here. And that could very well come from knowing the negative here, guys. I think that's called duality here. And then you've also been open to take different action here because you have the confidence to do so, or you gain the confidence, the self-confidence, self-esteem here, guys. All right, and you apply it to your everyday life where it actually becomes part of your life, part of your daily life here. Like it here, guys. Fabulous cards coming in. All right. Yeah, of course, there's an element here about you when you're coming in with the Fool card. Like I said, Aries, oneself here. I have heard it being described as another star sign, but I don't see that yet. I suppose, yes, Aquarius. I have heard it seen as Aquarius here, guys. However, I'll keep going. Yeah, it's about what it's, it's coming from you as opposed to following a set guideline here. Yeah, I suppose principles. There are principles here, guys. All right, there are certain principles when you do come in with the Fool card here. But those principles come in as what you put out, you get back here. You're coming in with reciprocity. You're also coming in with duality. I just mentioned that here. Oneness. There is many more here, okay? But let me carry on with your reading. It's about you. I do get that here, and this is about your person. It's about growth here. Inner growth here. It's about individuality here. There is that element here where it is actually about self here, guys. It's coming in as getting yourself ready, your person getting themselves ready here. Yeah. But let's have a look, okay? Let's see here, guys. For union, it's like union with self here, guys. You may not see it that way. It's never a straightforward plan, to be quite honest. There isn't a straightforward guideline that, this is, because everybody is an individual. Everyone is different. So it's different for all of these, everybody here, in a sense. All right, guys? All right, so let's go. Let's do this. All right, thank you. So that's the now here. That's the now. So to be quite honest, with both these cards coming out on the table, it can come in as you haven't taken, or you haven't took the action yet. This is both you and your person here, okay? Or you have started, but you've only taken one step, in a sense here, guys. All right, because coming in with the Chariot card, what it's talking about there in your reading is by taking that step, it may open yourself up to more opportunities, in a sense here, guys. Taking more opportunities here. I don't know of a better word here. Opportunities, chances here. All right. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. Let's see what the obstacles and the challenges are at this point in time. I think it's to take the action here, guys, to be quite honest. Here, to make it real. And what I mean by make it real, to bring it into your everyday life. Okay. All right, so you have the Page of Swords. You have the Ten of Pentacles here, guys. Obstacles and challenges. And you're coming in with the Ace of Swords here. Now let me just have a look at that for you. Now with the Ace of Swords, sorry, I want to go back to the Page of Swords to be quite honest here. The Page of Swords. Well, how I see the Page of Swords to be here, guys, yeah, the Page of Swords is someone who has their own truth. And I talk about that a lot on my channel, where it's like they don't want to know. Here, yeah, it's a person that likes to figure it out for themselves, yet they don't figure it out here, guys. Because yeah, it does come down to their mind. Their it can be seen as a limited. I'm not too sure if it's a stuck mentality here, because there is an element here, you know, benefit of the doubt here when you're coming in with the page. All right, guys. So it can be limited belief system, a limited mentality, because it comes in as, I know what I know. I know what I know because I've experienced it. I've lived it. Okay. And what it can also talk about when you're coming in with the Page of Swords is, in terms of that limited, it's staying in a frame of mind here, guys. Yeah. And I spoke about duality here. Staying in a frame of mind and not seeing past it here. It can come in as not being responsible here, or can be it's not knowing here. There's a lot to be said about this Page of Swords here, guys. Yeah. I was going to say responsible, but it comes in as quite gullible and naivete here. Because it really comes down to, with the Page of Swords here, and I think most people are like that. They choose what they want to listen to. They choose who they want to listen to. All right. The facts here, and of course can hold on to facts, the Page of Swords, yet they don't know the finer details here, where they are unable to explain. They can't explain, guys, the finer details, yet they can explain how they feel, but it's limited here. Their communication style is quite limited here. It could also be restricted simply because of their upbringing. Yeah, this is a better way of saying it here, guys. Yeah, they've experienced things, but they can't put it into words that other people can interpret here or understand here in your reading. For the Page of Swords, they can talk to another Page of Swords here, and that person will get them. Okay? Yeah. See, it comes in here also. It's like starting a huge project here. And yeah, how could you say that? starting a huge project. This may be something along the lines of suicide prevention. Just bear with me here, guys. Suicide prevention, and you bring in people here that have experienced suicide by way of family, by way of friends, and so they know what it feels like here, guys. Okay, to have loved someone and someone was taken from them here by way of suicide. All right, they know what it feels like, but they don't know how to explain it. Here they don't know how to talk about what could happen or what people could do to prevent it here. Yet they are quite passionate and they know that it needs to be stopped. Okay, they know that something needs to happen here in your reading. And what could also happen in terms of being gullible here is that for the Page of Swords, they could blame it on certain social factors here, which can be quite detrimental here for the Page of Swords, because when they do learn, when they do elevate in a sense and get a clearer understanding here, they will feel a little bit foolish here for saying what they're saying. All right, here in your reading. Gullible because they're listening to other people here. And narrow-minded because they're actually using what other people are saying here. That is the reason. That's the reason here. And it's completely out of context here. It's when you blame tradition and religion here, guys, but you go back, let's say 100 years here. You may go back that far in a sense here. Yeah, I know I talk about it on my channel. I just want to say this is how this Page of Swords is coming in. This is the best way in which I can explain the Page of Swords here. Okay, yeah, of course, this could very well be your person, but this could actually be somebody else here. And it could even be yourself here, where you don't see the bigger picture. Now, when I spoke about the Fool card here, and I spoke about those steps here, yeah, that could very well come in as the Page of Swords. I don't want to do that way. I just want to go from, I just want to get there. I don't want to do all these steps to get to my goal. If that is the case, then I don't want to do it. The Page of Swords here. But like I said, they feel it, all right, but can they truly express their emotions and their feelings? That's why those steps are there. That's why you've got to take certain steps to get to your goal here, guys. Okay? That is the best way in which I can explain it here. The Page of Swords. Okay? Now, you're coming in with the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords here. Ace of Swords is clarity. Ace of Swords is clear thinking here, guys. But you've got to actually know negative in a sense here. You've got to know about a stuck mentality here. You've got to know about a poor mentality here in your reading. Patterns of thinking. Alright? In order to come in with the Ace here. In order to come in with clarity. In order to come in with clear thinking here, guys. Yeah. It's got to start somewhere. Alright? Now, okay, and that's what I'm getting. And see, with that Ace, it's talking about these steps coming in with the Fool card. Here, that these steps need to be different. These steps can't be followed. You can't follow a program here, guys. All right? And knowing that, okay,
you know, coming in with the Page of Swords here. Okay, for me to get the correct picture, to take the correct action, wisdom here, to gain knowledge here and understanding and come away from my perception here. Yeah, I do need to take certain steps here to achieve my goal, a desired result here, guys. Yeah. Ten of Pentacles comes in as material prosperity here. It can come in as family here in your reading. Can also come in as showing up to your person, and you know, this is vice versa here. But there's a dismissiveness coming in with this Page of Swords. There is a disregard here, in a sense. You know, it comes in as this Page of Swords, just not being interested in the Ten of Pentacles here, and you know, who does that here? But let's keep going. And let's come in with the potential outcome. One minute here, guys. Okay, so you were coming in with the Three of Cups. You have the Four of Wands. And you have the Ten of Swords. Here, guys. It's coming in with heartbreak here. Okay. Alright, so here in your reading, that Page of Swords is actually coming in as the Three of Cups and the Ten of Swords here. Yeah, you're coming in with some kind of commitment here. Well, you know, guys, here the potential outcome, there's a lot of chatter in a sense here. There's a lot of regret here. See, even with the Page of Swords here in your reading, they do have a truth. I was talking about that here, but it's their truth. It's how they see things to be. It's not a bigger picture. All right, and when you do come in with the pages, you know, it is from their point of view here, because their world and their experiences can sometimes be limited or limiting or restricted, or, you know, restricts them in some kind of way here. And when you come in with the Three of Cups, you're coming in with other people being involved here. Of course,
of course here guys, you can talk about here in your reading reconciliation, and you are getting that here with the Fool card and the Chariot card. But like I said, there are steps that one must take here in order to get the desired result here. There are going to be some tough lessons here for everyone involved when you come in with the Ten of Swords here in your reading. And it can also be seen as, well, here, man, yeah. This is actually coming in as a new environment. This is coming in as changes that nobody wants to happen, but they are going to happen, or they're slowly happening at this point in time. There is not wanting to know here. I don't want to know, yet it is in front of your face. It is in front of your person's face here. There's going to also be people around them. There's changes that are happening here and people aren't happy about it. There is a lot of chatter that's coming in here. Okay. And when you come in with the Ten of Swords, and when you are coming in with self here, guys, it does talk about working on your negative here, your negative emotions here. You know, that's one good way in which you can take ownership of what you are going through when you do confront your innermost feelings here, okay, and thoughts here in your reading. Yes, of course, it can also talk about lessons, because this is how you end up, you know, this is why it comes to the surface, and you need to confront it, to release it, to remove those layers here, guys. Okay, when you're coming in with the Ten of Swords here in your reading, because you've got to be mindful here about blaming and judging other people. And I spoke about that poor mentality, that lack mentality, when I came in with the the Page of Swords here. There is clarity coming in here, guys. Okay, but this clarity is talking about here in your reading, it has always been this way. There have always, you know, you're coming in with pain, hurt and fear here, to be quite honest, here in your reading. And with the Fool card and the Chariot card, what it talks about there in your reading is actually coming out of that heartbreak and loss, and coming away from here, okay, and coming away from neglect, abandonment and rejection. That's what this is talking about here in your reading. So let me pull an advice card for you here. Oh, there was that Ace of Pentacles here, guys. All right. Okay, so you were coming in with the Queen of Cups here in your reading. And so when the Queen of Cups, eh? So with the Queen of Cups here, all right, guys, you're coming in with, well, Cups are about your emotions and your feelings. It also can come in as your intuition here. It is a feminine, Cups are a feminine kind of energy here, guys, okay, element here in your reading. And when you're coming in with the Queen of Cups, you're talking about someone who is emotionally in tune here with what's going on around them, in terms of that vibration, in terms of, yeah, that frequency here, because they are in a sense tapped into a frequency here in your reading. And so what I get here is, with this Queen of Cups, what it talks about here in your reading is that there's still a want for a past here. This could be a friendship here, guys, coming in here. See, it talks about here in your reading for the Queen of Cups to make some really strong changes here, to take that action that is necessary here. That's what it's talking about. Remember, I spoke about those steps here in your reading. So it's quite strong that you come in with the Queen of Cups. So you definitely, it's like you have a good understanding about cups, about emotions, about your feelings here, and even when it comes to others here. But what else can you come in with? What else can you build with yourself? Coming in with the Fool card and the Chariot here. All right, that's what it's talking about here in your reading. So reach out, book an image reading, tarot reading, as I'm not just a tarot reader here, guys. Here. If you want to know the difference between the two, just check out the details in the description box below this video for more information. And yeah, I'm going to catch you later, guys. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye.